guys, it's Miss T Lovely. I'm coming on. It's Sunday. Hope you guys are having a blessed Sunday. Hope you had a good weekend. But I want to talk to you guys. Let's talk. Okay? This is another Let's Talk video. Okay, so I wanted to come on. First of all, I want to just say thank you to Mama Rose. I just got off the phone with you, and I just want to say thank you. You know why. I just want to say thank you, and I love you, and I appreciate you. I love you. Okay. So I wanted to come on because I feel this needs to be put out here. You know, you guys, I'm a little dressed up because I went to church today, and before I go on, let me go ahead and stand up and give you guys a little body shot real quick, because I know the other one, my sister was saying that it was real quick, and you know I was in black, so I wasn't in color. And then let me remind you guys that I do have a compression little girdle thing on, so it's a little bit tight, but this is the way I look. So let me go ahead and stand up and give y'all a look at how Miss T Lovely is looking today. So this is me. So you see me? Mama, tippy toes. Side, back, side, front. That is me. All of me. Okay. So here's what, you guys. I went to church today. And I'm only telling this because I know it's happened to somebody else, or it's going to happen to you. I went to church today. I haven't been to church, in all honesty, in a couple months because I was dealing with the stuff with the surgery, and I was consistently sick. I was in and out of the hospital and stuff like that. So I just couldn't, and I couldn't even drive at one point. Okay, I put that gum out. So I went to church because I felt like God had been pulling at my spirit to go on out. Just press on out. I know I'm still hurting. I'm only like, it'll be 3 weeks that I've been out of surgery. Wait, 1, 2, 3. It'd be almost 3 to 4 weeks, whatever. I'm not trying to really get into numbers. All I know is the 28th will make a month. Yes, so it'll be 4 weeks. Anyway, so I went to church today, you guys, because like I said, I've been feeling God just pulling on me just to make it out. And it ain't gonna be the enemy, because the enemy ain't gonna tell you to go to church. But anyways, try to make this story short as possible. I go to church, I'm sitting there, and they were talking about some things that were going on in our world, and the lesson was really nice and all that. Stay tuned, because trust me, this is important. So they asked me, I was like, oh, Sister Johns, we're glad to see you. Do you have anything to say? And da-da-da-da. So, I said some stuff, and then at the end of the service, they were like, well, the same guy that was teaching a lesson was like, do you have anything else to say? And I was like, well, I'm just happy to be back, and this and this and that. I kind of mentioned the surgery and stuff like that. I didn't say what kind of surgery I had. So, I had surgery, but I'm feeling better. Felt better than I've ever felt in my life. Let me tell you guys what his response was, and I'll tell you why it's important after. His response was, well, we're glad to see you, and it's important for you to press on out. It's important for you to be here. It's important for you to be amongst the saints, because you never know. You might be sitting next to such a sister such and such, and she might could touch you, and healing might just come over the body. And he also that's a mouthful in and of itself. And and then he also said for me to bring my husband. He said some other things, and I felt, and I don't know if it's just me, but have anybody else been to church and you felt so uncomfortable? Let me tell you something. The same God that anybody that is in a position of, whether it's pastoral, ministry, missionary, whatever you want to give yourself a title at, or rather what God has ordained you to be, nobody has the right to put you in a position that is lower than them and tell you, you know, it's okay to give somebody encouragement. But I went to him after church, in all honesty, and I told him, I said, you know what? I said, what you said was really hurtful. And I said, you know, normally I would run away. I said, but back in the day, you know, when I was younger, I said, but I just said in my video, if you have an ought, the word says if you have an ought, you go and you correct a thing. And like Mama was telling me, sometimes, well, you know what? You'll be surprised. It's not going to work out. I'm saying this because, I'll tell you what I'm saying before I even go on. Some of you are going to come in contact with this where somebody in the church is going to hurt you, or somebody you feel that say they live for Christ, or say that they just believe they're going to do something that's going to hurt you. And see, this is where the difference between religion and relationship comes in. I don't like the word religion. I'm gonna be real, because you can be religious about anything. I can be religious about getting up and washing this hair every morning. I can be religious about making sure I have on lip gloss. I can be religious about putting on the same shirt and shoes every day. But that don't make me correct. That don't make me to say so. You know, it really, my thing is, and some people might not even get what I'm saying, but somebody is gonna get what I'm saying. Nobody has the right to make you feel uncomfortable when you're trying to do this. Nothing but we all can serve the same God. And you know, some people out there probably don't even believe, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, nobody has a right to tell you or give you advice about something if you are in the same. We serving the same God. He can tell me what he has to tell me, just like he can tell you. I don't need you to tell me to come on out. If I'm coming out, that means that God done spoke to my spirit. He didn't tell me to get up and come myself. I don't need you to tell me. Or if you are going to tell me, you tell me in private. You don't tell me to tell my husband to come somewhere. I'm not his mama. See, that's the problem. That's why people are turned off to the church. And I'm not trying to say anything, because I serve the Lord with all that I know. And I know that I have a lot of improving to do. I have a lot of growing to do. But at the same time, I'm not a dumb person. And people think because you're young, you have no wisdom, you have no direction, you have no guidance, you ain't got no common sense. That's a lie from the pits of hell. Yeah, I said it. And when I brought it to him, he didn't even say, he didn't apologize. He just said, I'm just telling you to go to a church. If you ain't coming here, go somewhere. How do you know what I'm doing? And what do you think I'm doing when I'm out of here? You guys know enough about me to know so far. And you guys comment, tell me, am I a person that is, from what you see, I believe in with all that I can, walk what I talk. And I'll tell you within the same breath that I'm not perfect. And if you are, you shouldn't be here. But if you have a person that's saying they're encouraging you and they're hurting you, and you bring it to them, they can't apologize to you, they got to take that up with God. So, you know, that's not even my business. But I'm saying that if you've had a church hurt, if you have somebody say some stuff to you that's out of the way, and you present it and they don't acknowledge it, just know that they got to deal with Christ. And they are not the authority. God deals with my heart on a daily. And I love hard. And I struggle with some things just like anybody else. But who don't? Who doesn't? But it doesn't give anybody a right to tell me where I need to be and where I'm supposed to be. And telling me to come on out and bring my husband, who I'm not the authority over. I'm responsible for one soul. And I'm not hanging on nobody's coattails when I leave up out of here. So I'm saying, you guys, don't let somebody run you away from the Lord. Don't let a person who you saw in one light and one day they show you who they really are. They have a moment, they have a lapse of humanity. We are human, we make mistakes, we say stupid stuff. But the fact of the matter is if you correct it. One thing about me is if I do something to you or I say something to you, I can in that same breath, if you correct me, get it right. But this person, And you know, I would have felt like I was overreacting if it wasn't confirmed, if I didn't get confirmation, as well as if I could reasonably within my head put it together. But if you have a person that's telling you to do something that God is already telling you to do, then he must not have spoke to you to say that. You just said it on your own, telling me where to come and where to be. See, understand this, you guys. I'm very active in my church. I play the drums. That's a God-given talent. Like I told you guys, I never had a lesson. I sing. I do so much for the church. So, you know, they notice when I'm not there. Not to say I'm nobody. I am special. I'm uniquely and wonderfully made. So let me stop saying that. But I'm but one person, and this one person goes through things, and there are going to be times we're not able to make it to the church. That doesn't make you a sinner. That doesn't make you a backslider. That doesn't make you lower or less than anybody else. Because guess what? When he returns, he's not coming back for that building like I used to think when I was a little kid. He ain't coming back for that building made of brick. He's coming back for you and your heart. And you know, everybody might not agree with it, but I don't care. It's not about religion. It's about relationship. There is a difference. If you wake up every morning and you pray to whatever you believe, I pray to God, or I talk to him throughout the day, and I rely on him with all that I know, and I fall short. Yes. But who? Nobody in this world has the right to judge you. Can't nobody put you into heaven or hell, especially if you know who you serving and who you living for. Just because you're young, it don't make you stupid. It does not make you irrelevant. So don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. And I'm putting this out here because this is important, because I know some people have been hurt. I've been hurt by church folks. But see, that's the thing. It's not even, these are people that are inside of a church. So they ain't no greater than the next, and they're not below hurting you just like anybody else. So anyway, I've said enough, and I hope what I said here makes sense. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because I just did. I mean, I had already got it off my chest, but I am passionate about it because I just couldn't believe it. Yeah, he wouldn't even acknowledge it. He took it a whole nother just left field. But you know what? I know who I serve, and you reap what you sow. You know, if something hurts you and you can't, if something hurt another person and you can acknowledge you can't get that thing right, that's between you and God. What happens after that? Anyway, I'm going to be updating what's going on with my weight on Tuesday. I have to come on and talk to you guys because, you know. And anyway, I'll say it again, Mama Rose. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for being there all the time. And I want you guys to chime in. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, just if you're doing all that you know and you believe that is in your heart to do, don't let anybody make you feel bad. If you have to miss a particular thing, don't let somebody judge you because they don't know the whole story. Don't receive those words, because I know I didn't. Because at the end of the day, like I said, when I lay my eyes and close my eyes for good, not go on to glory, there's only one person I got to answer to, and it certainly ain't him. So I love you guys, and I hope that this video reaches somebody, and I hope it encourages somebody, even those who you think not of that would go through something like this, or you know, that would face something we do. So I'll be updating you guys on all the food stuff, and you know how everything's going, because you guys know I have been sick, but I'll update you on Tuesday. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for always tuning in, because I know you don't need to watch. And if you're at the end of this video, thank you for getting to the end. I love you so much, and I will talk to you all later.